more comforting. Yeah. So it's great to be home in Nashville and kick things off with this charity event. It's a big night for us. We've been working to sort of build this foundation under my family's names and the Newgarden Family Foundation. This is our first event that we're going to have. Used to do a ping pong event for many years. We just, money went directly to charities, and we thought, well, how can we keep doing that, but then grow it? And so we wanted to start a foundation. Tonight's our first event. We partnered with Speedway Children's Charities, help put this all on. We've got a bunch of great partnerships like Shell, who stepped up and donated a lot of money to make this happen. So, it's a great kickoff weekend for us. Obviously, like I said, we're here to raise money for charities that we love. For us, it's Serious Fun Children's Network, the Wags and Walks out of Nashville here, and we're going to look to expand that in the future. So, big night for us.
Nice. And I mean, the go karts are just a seamless transition too, right?
Yeah, it's a warm up. I thought, why not? Used to be the ping pong event, hand-eye, everybody talks about. Why don't we do the real thing? So, karting seemed easy. Speedway Children's Charities, who do such a great job. They had the idea of doing this event, so we jumped on board with them. They did a lot of the legwork, and happy to be here tonight.
How important has this week become on the schedule for you over the years?
Well, I certainly love finishing the season in my hometown. Nashville is a place I think we should be with IndyCar racing. So I'm glad that we're here. I don't think it should go anywhere, as far as its place in the calendar. And I'd like to win a race here at some point. I thought we were close last year. We're going to almost get the job done, and then we didn't. So this year, I'd like to, go 2 more spots better. If we can get a win, it'd be great. The Indy 500 is always number 1 on the list, but this place is number 2 on the list for me. Very close to that first spot.
What is it about the Speedway you think that adds just a fun wrinkle to it?
Well, for me, I used to go up to the Nashville Super Speedway and watch races as a kid. I mean, I remember growing up here, 12, 13 years old, watching IndyCar races and, having no idea that I would have a chance to do that one day. Couldn't really fathom that when I was younger. So I like the Speedway. It's nostalgic to me. I think it's produced really good racing. We're only 1 race in, going off last year's championship finale. We hadn't been here in, it's got to have been 15 years before IndyCar raced for the last. So I finally got a chance to drive the track, and I thought it raced extremely well. We have 2 lanes to work with, which is really critical on an oval. If you have multiple lanes to race on, then you're going to produce a good race, and I think we had a good finish. So unfortunately, the championship's all wrapped up. But the good thing about IndyCar is every event is its own standalone thing. So I think we're still going to see a great action-packed event this weekend.
Josef, do you take something like this? Does the competitiveness still come out trying to win, against these guys in go-karts today?
I get more competitive on, how much money can we raise in a good way. Like, we want to give as much money as possible to the charities that we care about. That's the reason we're putting this on. So a night like tonight, that's more where my competitive instinct kicks in. Not so much on the karting track. Funny enough, it's just, how can we do more? How can we grow this thing and make it even bigger? And it's just another way to stay competitive, I guess.
Yeah, and what does the foundation kind of mean to you, just this cause? Why is it so important to you?
I like that we're able to start a foundation to make what we've been trying to do the last 5, 6 years more robust. It started pretty simply as just a ping pong event, raising money for charities that we care about. And we want to keep doing that, but we want to expand it and figure out how to make it bigger and improve our reach, if you will. We're supporting 2 main charities right now: Serious Fun Children's Network, Wags and Walks. We don't want to stop supporting them, but we'd probably like to add to them in the future. So the foundation, I think, is going to set a really good tone for us, and it's going to give us that base where we can build the thing out and hopefully just get money into the charities' hands that we care most about.
Josef, it seems like the 2026 IndyCar schedule. It sounds like you guys are going to have a race in Phoenix next year, and then it's going to be a companion event for National South NASCAR Stadium. What do you think of going back to Phoenix, and then also what do you think about the proliferation of companion events in NASCAR between Phoenix and St. Petersburg as well?
Well, honestly, I don't know anything about the schedule. This is news to me, if that's the case. I like Phoenix. I used to run there, what's it been, probably 7, 8 years now. So would love to go back there. I just want us to continue to have a good blend on the schedule. We've sort of been, I guess, a third on each discipline: road course, street course, and oval. And I think that should stay the same. So, whatever we got to do to keep that mix as it has been is priority for me. So if you're saying we're going back to Phoenix, that sounds great. Yeah, I haven't seen anything else on it yet, like you said.
On the subject of racetracks in this area, by the way. We're talking about Nashville Speedway, but it seems like there's a lot of momentum now towards revitalizing Nashville Fairgrounds and having it host races at the festival level again. I know you got the chance to race for the Fairgrounds in Great Nashville, right? Can you talk a bit about that racetrack and why you think that having a strong Progressive Foundation for racing in Nashville is important?
Yeah, I mean, the fairgrounds is obviously another, historic establishment, if you will. It's a long-standing short track, known around the whole country. It's another place that I went to when I was younger. I watched the races as well. So, it would be a shame for that place to go away. The opposite of it, if they can rebuild it up and make it more significant again, I think that would be a win-win for everybody in motorsports. So I'm not connected to it super closely. I don't know where they're at on their progress, but, for me, as a motorsports guy, I would love to see that place flourish and get more marquee events again. So I think that's what their plan is. I don't know where they're at, but it is an old staple in short track racing, so it would be a shame to not see that growth.
Joseph is such a prominent face in this community for a long time. This foundation just now launching, obviously tonight started. So that was really much all the things that you're going to be able to do back to us.
Well, I'm very excited for the future. I think the foundation is really, it's a starting point for us tonight. We've had events in the past, raising money for the charities that we care about. But as far as, putting it under one umbrella, and saying, okay, this is the starting point for everything that we're here, it's very exciting. Just to get off the ground was like a thing that as part of the starting foundation, and I think anybody realizes it's a lot of work. It's a ton of paperwork, and just organization. Like you can't just, it's not like going to the store and grabbing groceries. It's like it's actually really hard to start a foundation. So we want to do it for the right reasons. I think we have as possible. We're simply doing it to want to raise money for as many charitable causes that we care about. So we've got two good ones that we've been working with for a long time. We'd like to continue to work with them. So there's a bunch of network Wags and Walks in Nashville, and then grow it from here. So tonight is definitely it's a great starting point. It's very exciting.
Joseph, to hop in the kart and show off your skills.
Yeah, karting is easy for me. It's like kind of plug and play. So same thing with ping pong. Maybe we'll do a ping pong event again in the future. But these are fun events that are easy to bring people out to. It's all about raising money. It's really what tonight's about. So to make it like a fun, easy incentive, people that it just seems like
yeah. Joseph, the day today is for the kids. What is the message you have for the kids want to be like you when you grow up?
Yeah. Whenever I see young, especially interested people in racing, young kids at the racetrack, it's everything takes hard work. Nothing's off limits. First off, it doesn't matter where you come from or what connection or what background you have. You can pretty much make it to anywhere you want in this life as long as you put the work in. But it takes people to do anything. You've got to be an excellent teammate. I always tell young kids that if you're going to work on any skill set, it's being a great teammate and utilizing the people around you in a positive way and being a positive experience for the people around you. That's what's going to help you take the step one after the other to get where you want to go. So that's the skill set I think is most important.
How special is it for you to be able to get back to the community you grew up in?
Yeah, it's great. A touch point for us to, get back to Nashville is Wags and Walks, who's based out of here. They've got a really great program. And, Serious Fun Children's Network is more global. It used to be just one camp. Now there's 30 camps around the whole world. But just to do a little part in Nashville and certainly something on a bigger scale with Serious Fun Children's Network, it's been a great start for us. We'd love to do more, though. There's a lot of groups out of Nashville that I'd love to get in contact with and start working with as well. So, it's a starting point for us in this Newgarden Family Foundation, and we'd like to add to the list in the future.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Great to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Any media who signed up to Go Kart, we can make our way to Go Kart right now with Joseph. Okay?
Que se llevó a cabo a Josef Newgarden. Josef Newgarden es el número 2 de Indy Series y es nativo de Nashville, Tennessee. Él estaba explicando lo importante que es el día de hoy, porque es una carrera de Go Kart, es una carrera en donde ellos están haciendo la carrera, valga la redundancia, para ayudar a una non-profit que se va a encargar de ayudar a niños en necesidad. Entonces, es sumamente importante para él colaborar con las organizaciones sin fines de lucro del estado de Tennessee, puesto de que él es originario de aquí y por supuesto tiene mucho que dar